Welcome to the CAREcast.
Welcome to this episode of the CAREcast. We're all obviously concerned right now about our children going back to school at this time. So one great thing that we can be doing is praying. So for many years, CARE's been involved in an initiative called Pray for Schools, where we partner with 6 other brilliant organisations who have a passion for education and a heart for young people. Pray for Schools has introduced a wealth of resources to help local prayer groups and individuals to pray for their local school. So today we've got Celia Bowring, Jane Newey and Bev Smith to tell us more about Pray for Schools. So coming to you first, Celia, so you are CARE's wonderful prayer coordinator and the writer of our fabulous prayer diary. So prayer, I know, is really important to you. And you chair Pray for Schools. So could we just start with you, and could you tell us a bit about the vision of Pray for Schools?
Well, what we long to see is for every school in the UK to be a prayed for school. When we think of all our young people and children, almost all of them are in school. And if we could pray for every single school by small groups attached to schools, parents and teachers, local churches, individuals, we could have a whole canopy of prayer covering our young people, and they are under so much pressure. There are so many things to pray about in schools, and we all feel so strongly about our schools. So that's our vision, every school to be a prayed for school.
Wonderful. That's something I can definitely get behind. So Jane, coming over to you. So could you just tell us in a nutshell, what is Pray for Schools? And can you tell us a little bit more about your role and how you first got involved in Pray for Schools?
Yeah, sure. Pray for Schools is a network of prayers all over the UK who register with us. We have a website with postcode facility, and we encourage and equip people throughout the year to focus on the needs and opportunities in our schools. We create various biblical and creative resources to help you too. I first got involved when I was encouraged to pray for my local school at a new wine meeting. And when I got home, I started a prayer group for my children's primary school. In 2012, I took on the role of England coordinator and love encouraging others to pray and support their local schools.
Fabulous. So is Pray for Schools just work in England, or is it based in the rest of the UK as well?
Pray for Schools started in Scotland as the school's prayer network. It's coordinated now by Scripture Union Scotland, who produce the Back to School with God resources. There are loads of home intercessors as well as prayer groups in Wales, and Claire coordinates this. And we'd love to work more in Northern Ireland too, but we need someone to help us.
Well, hopefully someone might be able to help us out there.
Out there feeling God's call on their lives.
So Bev, over to you. So you work for Youth for Christ, which is one of Pray for Schools partners, I believe. Can you tell us a bit about the other organisations involved with Pray for Schools like yourselves?
Yes, I do. I head up the schools work and absolutely 100% behind Pray for Schools, Youth for Christ here as well, not just me, and for obvious reasons. I sort of oversee the schools work of national centres across the country who do all manner of schools work, from assemblies to pastoral support. There's lots going on across the country, and we have huge connections. Pray for School has connections with the Free Churches Group, Scripture Union, Open the Book, the Association Teachers, and prayer spaces for schools. But it's not limited to that. There are many more people and organisations that are connected in with our vision.
So what's the difference between Pray for Schools and prayer spaces for schools? Because I know some people might find that confusing.
So prayer spaces for schools is part of 24/7 prayer. And what they do is schools invite them to come in, and they set up a prayer space, take an empty classroom or something, as a prayer room. And then children come in and have their RE classes, or they're able to come in their own time. And it's just quite extraordinary how they are able to have some sort of encounter with God, very many of them. And it's not sort of overtly evangelistic or Christian or anything like that. It's just a space where we trust they will meet with God. And so Pray for Schools is absolutely close to their hearts, because obviously the teams behind that are praying for the staff and children who are involved.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So Jane, back to you. I know that there are different times in the year when Pray for Schools particularly encourages and calls on people to pray. Can you tell us what's just happened recently and what's coming up soon?
Yes, that's right. The start of the school year obviously is really important, particularly this year. And we have Back to School with God and also Education Sunday. Coming up in November is a European-wide event called Pray Day. That's on November the 17th. And then in the new year, there'll be Love Our Schools, which we do in February. And then we always join with Thy Kingdom Come in the summer between Ascension Day or Pentecost and Ascension Day. You can find out more about all these things on our website. The other thing that we love to do is to work with our partners. So the other organisations are the Association of Christian Teachers, Free Churches Group. They arrange Education Sunday, which we've just had, Open the Book, Prayer Spaces in Schools that you mentioned, and Scripture Union. And we work with loads of other local and national groups too.
Wonderful. So over to you, Celia. So it's a very strange time at the moment with this global pandemic, obviously, and as I was saying earlier, children going back to school can be really worrying for people at this time. So how has COVID and lockdown affected Pray for Schools particularly?
What a testing time it's been for our children, young people, and we are delighted that schools are coming back. And we know that during COVID, people have stepped up their prayer, and we all love Zoom, don't we? And I think Zoom is very well suited to praying together. So that's encouraging. And we've also produced a special resource, which is available after this. Which is available after this CAREcast, 10 ways to pray for schools, which particularly touches on issues that arise from the COVID situation. We just long for people to, it's very simple, just to pray for the schools in their neighbourhood. And we hope that this resource will be helpful to them.
Yeah, we're ever so excited. Pays have organised National Day of Prayer and Fasting, that little important bit at the end there. And that will be on the 24th of September. And we'd love to invite you guys, anyone listening, please join in. There's never, ever arguably been a greater need to pray and fast for the young people of our nation. And so it'll be phenomenal if you could partner with us and Pays. And there will be, on the day, there will be 3 Zoom sessions running. So it's all very good focus on praying for our young people.
And we'll give you details of that after this CAREcast.
Perfect.
So finally, what message do you want to give to Christians who might be concerned about their local school and might want to pray? Let's come to you first, Jane.
Just do it. Please do it.
Yes.
If you're not sure how to begin, our website has lots of practical advice and ideas, and you're most welcome to email me, england@prayforschools.org. Who knows what difference it could make if you begin praying. I love the story of Dorothea Clapp, who prayed for the students in her local high school. She asked God to touch the world through the lives of the young people, and God answered her prayers. One of the students that she was praying for was George Berber, the founder and international director of Operation Mobilisation. There's so many challenges facing schools today, and they're doing such an important job, and they need all the prayer support they can get. And who knows who you might be praying for.
What about you, Bev? What would you say to Christians who might want to pray for their local school? What message would you like to give them?
I think really just be creative. There is no set rule for praying, just like there's no set rule for learning styles. We all have ways in which gives us a buzz and gets us, we can really focus in and focus on God and praying. So be creative, whether that involves walking, whether that involves painting or writing, talking to God while you're doing all of that. Reading, just do it, and please do it, because it's, like I said, I don't think it's ever been more important to pray for them. Also, do watch out, as a big bonus, we are in the process of editing and producing a video, prayer walking for schools, and that is going to be coming out fairly shortly. So if you head over to the prayer for schools website, you should see that popping up fairly soon. So that's really exciting. Prayer walking is great.
Fantastic. And finally, Celia, what message would you want to give to Christians to pray for their local school?
Well, as Jane says, just do it. As Bev says, be creative. And this is going to be such a great video that Bev was mentioning. And there are so many people involved in our schools. And I always believe that when we are praying, when we're doing intercession, if we can really focus on the people involved, that's so important. And it helps us to visualize, the caretakers, the dinner ladies, the governors, people that come in to visit, teachers, of course, heads, children with special needs. There are so many different kinds of people. And so it can be anything but boring to pray for schools because there are so many aspects. And as Jane was saying, if we can really pray believing that our prayers do make a difference, and even though we may not know individual situations, just pray in faith and ask God to bless our schools.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing about this fantastic ministry and for sharing your heart for prayer in local schools. So if you do want to find out more, you can visit prayforschools.org. You can also find Pray for Schools on social media. So please do continue to be praying for your local school, especially during this difficult time. Let's be praying for children, teachers, parents, governors, dinner ladies, everyone Celia mentioned, who are all doing a fantastic job continuing education in these very difficult circumstances. So Jane, Celia and Bev, it's been wonderful having you. And thank you so much for joining us on the CAREcast today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the CAREcast. Remember to subscribe to get the latest episodes and find out more about the work of CARE on care.org.uk.